Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing? I am so excited to be filming this right now because this palette was not supposed to arrive in the mail for 2 more days. It got here a little bit early, which means I can get some content up before it launches, and I'm so happy. So this is the new Blend Bunny Cosmetics Sugar and Grunge palette. Y'all know I love Blend Bunny. They have one of my favorite matte formulas and their aesthetic is beautiful. So I'll just show you guys what this looks like. Look at this. It is gorgeous. It's supposed to be sugar and grunge, so like a little bit of like sweetness, a little bit of grunginess, and I can totally see that with this palette. I mean, I'm technically a 90s baby, but I was born in 1997, so I don't have that much experience with 90s grunge, but objectively, just looking at the palette, it is stunning. I really want to hear y'all's opinions on this because Blend Bunny typically does all of their rows where everything matches, everything is just like in this perfect order, and I love it. That's one of my favorite things about the brand, but they decided for this palette to kind of mix it up a little bit because they wanted to not like get stagnant in their art. So the shimmers are actually not like coordinating, kind of like switched up a little bit. I am gonna go ahead and swatch the rows as if the shimmers were where I wish that they were. I would love to know, do you like the little mix up or do you prefer it like me to be like completely organized? I'd be so curious to hear, but in today's video, we are gonna do some live swatches of every single shade. We're gonna do an eye look, and then at the end, I will give you guys all my thoughts. This is launching June 30th. I'll have all the details in the description box. I have an affiliate code with Blend Bunny. It's just AMYLOVES. So if y'all are interested in purchasing this and you wanna use my code, I really appreciate it. I always appreciate your support, and I did try and do a little grungy moment. Like, I have this mesh top. It's actually like for covering up a bathing suit, and I thought it was kind of cute. So anyways, without any further ado, let's jump into swatches. So starting off, let's go ahead and swatch the pink shades together. So we have Skater Girl, which apparently is not a reference to Avril Lavigne, but it's a reference to Avril Lavigne in my heart. We've got Flannel, which is kind of like a mid-tone, like raspberry pink. And then we have Drew, which is a burgundy, super, super pretty. And the shimmer that I'm gonna swatch with that is this pink right here called Don't Speak. It's a really pretty metallic burgundy. Also, I know my nails are not cute right now, but I was not expecting this palette to come today. I thought I was gonna have time to do my nails before I filmed this video. And I like ripped all of my press-ons off last night. So they're kind of a mess right now, but that's stunning. So the next set of shades, we have some pretty neutrals, starting off with Sweetheart, which is a pretty pale kind of beigey shade. We have Complicated, which is a like slightly like cool tone neutral brown. We've got Runaway, which is a little bit of a deeper, again, very neutral brown. And I'm gonna swatch Prom Queen with that. This is the prettiest, like soft, peachy, champagne-y shade. Like that is such a cute neutral look right there. Okay. Ooh, that's so pretty. Next we have some teals, starting off with the shade Candy. It's just a pretty light pastel teal. We've got Baggy Jeans, which is a little bit more of a mid-tone teal. And then we've got Teen Spirit, which is a deep teal. Obviously, those are all mattes. And then to swatch with that, I'm gonna do the shade Butterfly, which is a metallic teal. This one is super creamy. So that is a very monochromatically teal look. Next, we have some purples. So starting off, we have Baby Tea, which is like a very light pastel lilac. We've got Detention, which is a mid-tone purple. Moody, which is a deep purple. This is so pretty. I love the way that one looks. And then I'm gonna swatch Jawbreaker with that row, which is a really light metallic purple. Ooh, those are pigmented. So cute. We're gonna try and fit the rest of the swatches on my hand to make this work. So now we have a very cool tone gray little section, which obviously calls to me. So we've got Payphone, which is a very light gray. Mixtape, which is a mid-tone gray. These are so easy to describe because of the pattern. We've got Combat Boots, which I would say is a deep gray, not quite black. And then with that row, I'm gonna swatch the shade Bubblegum, which is a really light, cool tone pink, super, super pretty. Okay. And then lastly, we have some greens. I feel like would it even be a Blend Bunny palette if we did not have greens in here? So we've got Ironic, which is a soft green. The shade is reminding me of something, but I can't quite put my finger to it. It's a really, really pretty, like springy, minty green shade. We've got 1995, which is kind of like an ivy green. That one feels a little less pigmented. And then we've got Garage Band, which is a really deep, like moss green, almost black. Super, super nice. And then with that row, I'm gonna swatch the shade Grunge, which is kind of like a greeny gray shade. Yeah, I don't know what's with that green. That one just, I could feel in the pan, it feels a little bit like a dud. It's just not as pigmented, not as creamy, and I've never experienced that with Blend Bunny's palettes before. Hopefully it still works on the eyes. Like I was able to get some pigmentation, but definitely not up to par with all the other shades. But this shimmer is stunning. So there is the entire palette swatched out. I think it's so, so beautiful. So let's go ahead and jump on into the look. I've been staring at the palette for a few minutes, trying to decide what I want to do today. And I think I'm leaning towards more of a sugary look, just like playing with the pinks and the purples together, because I think that'll be really fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the shade Baby Tea. And I'm just gonna throw that through my entire crease starting off, just kind of using that as my transition shade. It is pretty light, so I'm going in with it generously and just kind of buffing as I go. I'm not too worried about this overtaking the look or anything like that. Their mattes are just so easy to work with. So I'm gonna take a little blendy brush. This is actually from Blend Bunny. It's the B4. I love this one for the inner corner recently to like get like this really fluffed out, highlighted inner corner moment. So I think I'm gonna go into the shade Bubblegum, just kind of starting that off on the inner corner. Such a pretty pale pink. And then I'm gonna bring that up through the crease just a little bit, kind of on the inner part of the eye. I'm kind of going out of order, like I might go in with more matte shades and whatnot, but I just knew that this is something I wanted to do. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and do that now. There's so many pretty shades. It honestly makes it really hard to choose. I think now I'm gonna go into a little bit of the shade Skater Girl, the soft pink. Putting that on the inner part of my lower lash line, just building it up and blending it out a little bit. I actually think Skater Girl and Baby Tea would both be super cute blushes. I can't stop building it up, but it's so pretty. I think I'm gonna do a little pop of purple on the lower lash line now as well. So let's go into the shade Detention. Fun fact about me, I mean, I don't think you guys will be surprised, but I literally never went to detention ever. Never got in trouble one time in all of grade school. But anyways, just throwing that on the outer half of the lower lash line, kind of blending it into the pink. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the shade Drew now on my outer V. Just placing that right here to add a little bit of depth and kind of keep the going back and forth between pink and purple going. Start softly blending that out. I'm like barely going in with any, it's so, so pigmented. And I love a burgundy shade like this. I feel like it just really, really makes my green eyes pop. Look at how seamless that's blending. Okay, I'm gonna take a tiny little baby blending brush. This is the BK Beauty 211. And I'm gonna dip into that deep purple Moody. And I'm just gonna deepen up the outer V just a little bit more. I wasn't originally planning on going in with another shade on the outer V, but I want to try and test out as many shades as possible for y'all today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck that in and just kind of wiggle it. So now we're gonna go into a touch of the shade Don't Speak, that kind of metallic burgundy. I'm not gonna use a ton of it. I just want to pop a little bit right on the outer part of the eye, just for another little pop of pink, but I'm not gonna bring it in very far. For the star of the show, to finish off the look, we're gonna go into the purple Jawbreaker, and I'm just gonna pop that on the center in between the burgundy and the light pink shimmers that we went in with. Super pretty, it's very sparkly. I'm actually gonna go in with just a touch more of bubblegum on my finger over top, just to keep that brightness right there. I don't want to lose that. I'm gonna use the LA Girl liner in the shade Lavender just to add a little extra purple in the waterline. And then going in with the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara, which like actually perfectly goes with this look. If mascaras had to match, this would be the one. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use some of the shades in the palette for my cheeks. So I'm gonna try Baby Tea as a blush. Definitely need to go in with a smaller blush brush and be careful about it, but I think it could be cute. I have this tiny brush from BK Beauty, the 112, and it's like the smallest little blush brush ever. Normally I use it for highlighter, but I think it'll be perfect for this. So going into Baby Tea, I'm just gonna add a little bit of purple to the look. It's actually kind of the perfect shade. I feel like it blended out really nice. It looks soft, like it looks like a blush, so I'm happy with that. I think I'm gonna try a little bit of bubblegum as my highlighter. Again, I'm going with that same brush and just putting that like right on top. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna work as well because it is like a creamy, sparkly shadow. So it's not picking up the absolute best for highlighter. I would definitely use the mattes as blush again, but I don't really like that as a highlight. For my lips, I'm gonna go into the ColourPop Oh Snap Lippy Stick. It's just a really nice cool tone color, like a mauve. And then I'm gonna go over top of that with the Blend Bunny Lip Oil in the shade Barely There. It's just a clear shade, just to make it glossy. All right, y'all, so this is the finished look, and honestly, this video went exactly the way that I expected it to. The quality was really amazing. The blend of the mattes is just perfection. So easy. The shimmers look so beautiful and sparkly and just really, really creamy. I love the shades that were chosen for this palette. I feel like these tones just make me really happy. And I did kind of want to do something monochromatic today, but then I was like, no, like let's play with more and like see what we can do. And I love how the purple and the pink ended up blending together. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the look as well. And I don't really know that there's that much more to say. I feel like Blend Bunny has very consistent formulas and quality, and this palette feels no different. I definitely wanted to play with it more and do more looks for y'all. I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it live before the launch. So I don't know, maybe I can. It depends. How late am I willing to stay up? Let me know if you would be interested in seeing more looks with the palette, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.